Hey guys, it's me, your girl Taya, back here with another video. We have a lot to cover today, so jumping right in, I'm going to be using about half a cup of shea butter. Now I believe this is the unrefined shea butter. I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. Make sure you are using low heat to do this process. This is the double boiler method. I'm just putting everything in a bowl as my water underneath is heating up. Now it's time to add the coconut oil, but before we start it, if you know you do not like coconut oil, do not use it, my friend. It's not by force. No be say I did not tell you. Yeah. Now that we've discussed it, let's move on. So now we're going to be adding in about a tablespoon of jojoba oil. I'm just using the dropper that I have to fill up my little tablespoon, and I'm going to add that directly. Next, I'm going to be adding in the black castor oil. Now you only need a little smidget of this. After my mix is done melting, I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the stove, and I'm going to go ahead and put plastic wrap. Now the reason why I like to use the saran wrap or plastic wrap, whatever you want to call it, is because I just don't want things getting into my mix, just for safety, because it is going in the freezer, so I just like to cover it. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the freezer for about 30 minutes, and now it's time to whip our shea butter. And the official recipe is like stir fry. Hey. All right, let me stop playing. I'm always singing. Why do I like to sing when I do this? Anyway, you guys know what to do, right? All you're going to do is mix it. I like to use a low speed, and of course this is sped up for you guys just because you guys have seen me do this before. But I did want to go ahead and just show you guys the process because I just love seeing this done myself. So why not? I'm just taking my little, I don't know what that thing is called, a spoon, a spatula, and I'm just kind of scooping down the sides. Now that I'm done, wow, that went by really fast, okay. But I normally mix it for about 20 minutes, and that's what gets it nice and creamy. And just put my shea butter into a little Ziploc baggie, and this is kind of like a piping bag. If you guys have a piping bag, this is the point where you can use it. I am lazy to buy one, and these work just as well. So go ahead and put your mix into a Ziploc and just make sure you press everything to the bottom, get it nice and sealed, and then you're going to cut the tip off. So now we're going to go ahead and pipe this, and yeah, doesn't that look amazing, you guys? Like, what? Hey, look at that shea butter, girl, looking all creamy. Now it's time for me to show you guys how I use it, so stay tuned. Okay, hun, so now that I'm done making my shea butter, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how I like to use it. This is my hair freshly washed, shampooed, all that good stuff, deep conditioned, out of the shower with no product in it. And the deep conditioners that I use for this week are the Miel Organics and the Miche Beauty. I just combined the two, and I actually really liked that combination. So now I'm just splitting my hair, and I'm just going to go ahead and start on my braids. This isn't a braid tutorial of any sort. Honestly, I'm just going to be telling you guys what I like to do and how I like to use my shea butter. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the shea butter in my cap, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some rosemary. One, because I forgot to put it in my mix, and two, I like to customize. I noticed that I had a lot of shea butter, so I wanted to go ahead and just add it as I go. That way, in case next week I decide I want to use lavender or peppermint oil, it's just easier if you just make a base of shea butter and then you can kind of add in whatever you want later. So I hope that addresses some of the questions that I got about essential oils, because a lot of people did ask me that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the consistency of the butter. As you guys can see, shea butter is just like regular butter. So think about it, if you were to purchase butter from the grocery store. If you were to sit it out on your porch and it was a hot sunny day and you left it out, when you came back, more than likely it would probably be super melted. And then the opposite would happen if you were to stick your butter in the fridge, which is where most people keep their butter. It would solidify. But if you allow your butter just to sit in a room temperature, then it should stay exactly the same way how you initially made it. So I hope that makes sense, because a lot of people were trying to figure out why their shea butter was firming, or they felt like it wasn't the same consistency as when they first made it. But you guys have to remember, keep in mind that depending on where you store your mix will determine how you come back to meet it. So basically just try and store it in a dry place, room temperature preferably, and you should be fine. Again, if you store it somewhere cold, it's going to firm, and if you store it somewhere really hot, it's going to melt. So yeah. Also, some of you guys may be wondering why I started doing this whole shea butter thing in the first place. But before I became fancy and now I got like a mixer and everything, I used to actually use shea butter and coconut oil. I would just like melt it in like a little container and then I would use it like that. But I noticed that it was really messy and really runny. So I just tried to find a way that I can do it where it's not so messy, and that was how I kind of came to doing the whole whipped shea butter thing. It's more convenient. I like the fact that it's all solidified, and I like the fact that it kind of acts as a cream slash like a leave-in conditioner for me. And I wanted to kind of take it back to the basics, because in the very beginning when I started my hair journey, I would do 4 braids. I would do the exact same thing I'm doing now, except I didn't have that much hair. So 4 braids was usually good enough. I can get my hair nice and flat to lay down under my wigs, because some of you Huns may not know, but I am a product specialist, which means at times I would have to work at places where they wanted a certain look and they didn't really want like the whole natural hair thing. And I wasn't about that life, and I'm not about to straighten my hair for nobody unless, you know, I wanted to personally. So yeah guys, just wanted to take it back to the basics, especially since we're in quarantine. I just don't see the need to waste all my products. Comment down below, let me know how you feel about it. But yeah, Huns, you can just go ahead and watch me continue my hair. Finally, I am done. Praise God, dude. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and show you Huns the shed hair that I got. And keep in mind, when I've been doing this, I don't usually detangle in the shower. What I've been doing is just waiting until I get out of the shower and just kind of grow through the process of detangling, adding my product, and then just braiding it up. So I don't think that's too bad for not having detangled it. Wanted to show you all how much shea butter I ended up using. Not too shabby, not too bad. And keep in mind, when you make shea butter, it definitely expands. So that is plenty to last me for a while. And if you ladies want to wear your hair out, you can just pack it in a ponytail. You can rock a scarf. I'll even probably leave it like this for a few days. And then I'll just start wrapping my scarf. So that's pretty much it for me, you all. I hope you Huns enjoyed this video. I just wanted to come on here quickly and address the questions that a lot of you had on my last video. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I hope you continue to support me. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. You know what to do. Stay blessed.